Well, if we start with midweek to start with, good performance obviously in the week. I imagine a really positive mood going into the weekend.
Yeah, I think actually the Papa John's has been good for that for us, because both games came at a time after a defeat, and we wanted to be able to work on some things, try some things, and try and get momentum back. So I think it's been good for that. The Southampton game was positive from that perspective, and I thought the game on Tuesday night equally so.
And looking ahead to Saturday, lunchtime kick-off, of course, the TV cameras there and radio, of course, I must mention that. I'm actually looking forward to something a little bit different rather than playing at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, it's nice to have the early game, but it's only nice if you have a good result at the end of it, because then you can watch the rest of the results and enjoy it. You can't really enjoy it if you don't get the result that you want. So, but Sky Game is good. It's good to be for the players to be on TV. They've all had their haircuts ready to go today, so they're looking smart. And I think it's when the international break comes, you always hope, of course, League One, League Two, National League get a little bit more focus. So that's a good thing.
And with the early kick-off, does that change how you prepare for the game?
No, not really. I mean, we've had the same process this week that we'd normally have. Normal match day -1 training session that we've had today, and the players, of course, we set up a little bit earlier, but no difference really.
And what do you make of Exeter so far this season?
They've done well. Of course. They're 3 points ahead of us. You see that the league's really tight when you look at the points from where we are up until around mid-table. But I think they'd be quite satisfied with the start that they've had. They've had some good results and good performances. You can see that they're a well-organised team. They haven't had a huge turnover. Probably less of a turnover than we have. Of course, we've had staff and player turnover quite big here. So they've maybe had a little bit more stability from that perspective. But I think they've done well.
And being promoted together, of course, I guess. But both teams will take a little time to find their feet in this league.
Yeah, it does. We've found it. We've kind of been a bit inconsistent with our form. We've had some good performances, certainly away from home. I feel like our performances have been better away from home. We have to start getting better home form now. But we've been, like if you take the last 4 results, all competitions, I think it's been win, draw, loss, win. So you can see there's an inconsistency with us at the moment. We want to try and tidy that up and become a bit more consistent in what we do. But and I'm sure they're feeling the same. But that's when you've been at the top end of one league and then you're coming into a new league, it's often that way.
I think the last 3 matches between the two sides have ended goalless, actually, so it perhaps suggests that it could be quite a tight game.
Yeah, but based on both teams probably looking at defensive, I think they've conceded 10 in 9 and us 18, so goalless is probably less likely in this game. But yeah, I imagine it will be tight. To be honest with you, with the exception of the Sheffield Wednesday game, I know we lost Plymouth 3-0, but it was a tight game for chances and performance-wise. There hasn't been. It's been fairly small margins in every game that we've played. So I expect that once again.
And in terms of injury situation, anyone potentially back for this weekend?
Josh March is back. Ben Stevenson came through the midweek game really well, so he's back. So that's a couple that are making really good progress. We get Harry Boyes back next week to train, and Bailey Cargill had a good session on the pitch today. Tomorrow's too soon, but certainly we feel like with a few of them now we're getting somewhere, and it's close. So within the next couple of weeks, I think there'll be some real competition within the squad.